Hi, Oshkosh West. I'm Mrs. Renard.
And I'm Mr. Herm.
And we are here today to do some learning about Martin Luther King Jr. Over the next 3 days, we are going to take some time to reflect on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and do some learning together. We had off school last Monday, January 15th, in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. And now that the stress of finals is over, we can really take some time to engage in that learning together. So as we engage in our learning about Dr. King, it's important to maintain an environment of respect. So please watch and listen silently with all devices away, making sure not to have any side conversations. Any form of disrespect will not be tolerated as we discuss an inspirational figure in our history.
So at the core of today's lesson is a speech that Dr. King gave to a group of junior high school students. So we're going to watch that speech in which he talks about the idea of having a life blueprint. So the learning objectives for today are to understand the concept of a life blueprint, to identify factors in your life which contribute to you having a sound blueprint, and identify areas in your life that you can show excellence. During this lesson, there will be some vocabulary words that we want to make sure that you are familiar with. The first one is blueprint. A blueprint is something that acts as a plan, a model, or a template.
The second vocabulary word is dignity, which is a sense of pride in oneself or self-respect.
And third and final is determination, which means to continue trying to do or achieve something that is difficult.
So yesterday we talked about the new semester, and we're hoping that these lessons over the next 3 days can inspire you to have a positive start to your second semester.
So with that, we'll play the video clip for you. Again, this is a clip from a speech that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave to a group of students at Barrett Junior High School in Philadelphia back in 1967. The speech is entitled, "What is Your Life's Blueprint?" And the clip we're going to show you is just the beginning of that speech. It's about 3 minutes long.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint? This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And whenever a building is constructed, you usually have an architect who draws a blueprint. And that blueprint serves as the pattern, as the guide, as the model for those who are to build the building. And a building is not well erected without a good, sound, and solid blueprint. Now, each of you is in the process of building the structure of your lives. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Now, in your life's blueprint, be sure that you have that a principle of somebodyness. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have, as a basic principle, the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life, what your life's work will be. Once you discover what it will be, set out to do it and to do it well. If it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, Sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Leontine Price sings before the Metropolitan Opera. Sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the host of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best little scrub on the side of the rill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
So this was Dr. King presenting to a group of students not too far off in age from you. One thing I just want to touch on is as we further explore this concept of a life blueprint, just remember that we are all under construction. Our blueprint is not set in stone. And that's what we want to talk about today, is that we have the power to shape our life's blueprint as a guide for how we move forward.
So our next activity, we will take a total of 5 minutes for, and it is a think, pair, share activity. That is the first question on the handout that you should have received from your teachers. And our question for you that we want you to first reflect on individually is, what are the factors that make the foundation of your life's blueprint? So in other words, who are influential people in your life, or values that you hold, behaviors that you display, or decisions that you make, which are guiding you to build your future? So I will provide an example of how I would answer this question. So factors that make the foundation of my life's blueprint, so guide the decisions that I make and have provided as a guide for my future as I've continued to grow as an adult. The first person that comes to my mind is my grandma. So she had a huge influence on my life and really taught me a lot of her values that I try to embody today. So now that you have an example, we're going to set the timer for 1 minute for you to independently reflect and write down on your sheet.
All right, so now that you've had some time to think on your own, now let's turn to an elbow partner and share what you wrote. So let's set the timer for 2 minutes and share with your partner.
now that we have taken a few minutes to share with an elbow partner, we are going to take 2 minutes for those of you who would like to share out with the class.
All right, so one of the quotes that maybe stood out to you as you watched the video clip was when Dr. King said, "If it falls to your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep the streets like Michelangelo painted pictures." That quote is important because it's encouraging you to do your best no matter what job or task you have. So even if you're doing something simple like sweeping streets, he's saying that you should do it with the same care and dedication that the famous artist Michelangelo put into his paintings. It's about taking pride in your work and giving your best effort regardless of what the job is that you're doing.
So our second Think, Pair, Share question is, what is an area in your life, like school, hobbies, helping family and friends, or anything else, where you think you could demonstrate more excellence? So to expand upon that, what are you doing right now that would be even better if you put more effort and pride into it? So we're going to take a minute right now to again think independently.
All right, time's up. Hopefully you have an idea down because now it is time to share with an elbow partner. So it could be the same partner as before, or it could be a different partner as long as it's somebody seated very near you. And we will take 2 minutes to give you a chance to share what you put down.
Now that we've taken a few minutes to share with an elbow partner, we are again going to take the opportunity to share with the whole class. So let's take 2 minutes right now to do that.
All right, so that is our lesson for today. Teachers are going to collect those handouts from you before you leave the room today because you're going to be using them tomorrow too, and we want to make sure that they don't get lost. Tomorrow, we are going to be watching the next part of Dr. King's speech about the life blueprint, and we are going to be connecting with a quote from that speech that inspires us to take action.
Thanks, teachers, for supporting students with engaging in this lesson today. And thank you, students, for engaging in the lesson and having some time to reflect and share with those around you.
We'll see you tomorrow.